The melty mystery. Can chocolate really burn in the sun?
Imagine a delicious bar of chocolate. Silky, smooth, and melting? Yes, that's right. Chocolate is famous for melting in your mouth, but did you know it can also burn under the sun? While chocolate doesn't burst into flames, it can definitely suffer in the heat. Chocolate starts to soften around 86 degrees Fahrenheit, 30 degrees Celsius, and can melt entirely at around 93 degrees Fahrenheit, 34 degrees Celsius. But the real twist is that white chocolate melts faster than milk or dark chocolate because it has a higher fat content, and fat melts quickly. When chocolate gets too hot, it also loses that shiny look and yummy taste. Heat causes the cocoa butter fat to separate, creating a whitish layer known as chocolate bloom. So next time you're out on a sunny day, you might want to think twice before bringing a chocolate bar along. Otherwise, you might end up with a gooey, melted mess. A treat for the sidewalk maybe, but not so much for you.
Jumping facts. Can you outjump a kangaroo?
Think you've got hops in basketball? Try challenging a kangaroo. Here's a bouncy fact. A kangaroo can leap over 3 times the distance you can. These hoppy animals can jump up to an incredible 25 feet in a single leap. That's about half the length of a basketball court all at once. Their muscular legs and big feet aren't just for show. They're built like nature's pogo sticks. Even more fascinating is that while kangaroos can zoom around with big bounces, they can't walk backward. It's not just a funny quirk. Their beefy tail and strong leg muscles just don't do reverse. So, as swift and springy as they are forward, there's no backpedaling in a kangaroo's life. Not to put a damper on your jumping dreams, but the next time you're lined up for a leap, just remember that these marsupials have the high-flying action down to a fine art. Maybe we'll stick to hopping in sack races instead of trying to rival kangaroo leaps.
What's the ocean's biggest concert? Whale songs.
Picture the largest animal on our planet, the blue whale. Despite its size, we know very little about them. But here's a fascinating detail. Blue whales are also great musicians. They sing. And not just any ordinary song, but tunes that can travel an incredible 1,000 miles under the sea. Their deep, haunting melodies are more than just ocean jam sessions. Scientists believe these songs are used to chat with other whales and maybe even to attract a mate. And the songs change too. Whales pick up new tunes from each other, kind of like creating hit singles in the whale world. It's not only blue whales, humpback whales sing too. Their songs are so complex and beautiful, they're considered some of nature's finest music. So next time you're listening to your favorite tunes, just think, there's a giant concert happening under the ocean waves, and the whales are the stars. It's a reminder that our world is full of wonders we're just beginning to understand, and some of the most incredible musicians out there don't even need a recording studio.
Can plants survive in space? The green frontier of zero gravity.
Plants on Earth have roots in the soil and grow upwards. But what about in space, where there is no up or down? Can plants tell which way is which without gravity? The answer is in the stars, and yes, plants can grow in space, but not like they do on Earth. Scientists have been studying how plants grow on the International Space Station, and they've found that in zero gravity, plants use light to figure out which way to grow. Instead of roots always going down and stems going up, plants in space orient themselves towards the light. This helps roots and shoots to go in the right direction, roots away from the light and shoots towards it. What's even more out of this world is that some plants can get extra tough in space. They can handle more stress and even become more resistant to plant diseases. This space gardening is really important because if humans are going to live on other planets, we'll need plants for food and oxygen. So think about this. In the future, your salad might come from a cosmic garden.
Can you power a light bulb with fruits and veggies?
All right, here's a juicy bit of science trivia. Some fruits and vegetables can be used to generate electricity. No kidding, your kitchen could be a little power station. Here's how it works. Fruits and vegetables like lemons, potatoes, and even tomatoes have acids or other chemicals that can conduct electricity. By inserting 2 different metals, like a copper coin and a zinc nail, into the fruit or veggie, you create a simple battery. These metals react with the acids, and voila, you've got yourself an electric current. Sure, it's not enough power to light up your house or charge your phone. You'd need a mountain of potatoes for that. But it's enough to make a small light bulb glow. This cool trick isn't just for fun. It also shows us the basics of how batteries work. So the next time you're snacking on an apple, just imagine, with a bit of magic, okay, it's science, your snack could light up the room. Isn't nature amazing?
Surf's up. But can you surf a wave made by an earthquake?
So, let's catch a wild wave of info. Did you know there are special waves you can surf that are actually caused by earthquakes? These are called tsunami waves, and they're like massive walls of water. But hold on, surfing a tsunami is definitely not something you'd want to try. It's incredibly dangerous and not the same as regular surfing. Regular surf waves are created by wind on the ocean's surface, but a tsunami is a series of waves caused by a sudden movement of the ocean floor, like when there's an earthquake. The energy from this shakes up the whole ocean, making waves that can travel as fast as a jet plane. When these waves get close to land, they build up and can get super tall and powerful. Tsunamis carry a massive amount of water, and they can cause a lot of harm when they hit the coast. It just goes to show that our planet has some pretty epic forces. And while it might be cool to talk about tsunami waves, safety comes first, so we leave them to the scientists to study and predict.
Who can see with their skin? Hint, it's not Superman.
Get ready to meet the masters of disguise in the sea, octopuses. These 8-armed creatures are seriously cool for many reasons, but here's one that will really grab your attention. Octopuses can sense light with their skin. Yeah, you heard that right. Apart from their sharp eyes, these sea geniuses have special cells in their skin that can detect changes in light. This isn't like seeing pictures or reading books with their skin, but it's helpful for blending into their surroundings super well. When light hits their skin, these cells help them figure out how to adjust their color, pattern, and even texture to match their environment and become nearly invisible. They don't need fancy cloaks. Their skin is like having an invisibility superpower. This ability is super handy for hiding from predators or sneaking up on a snack. So when you're thinking about superheroes and their cool powers, remember that octopuses are living in the ocean with some of the most amazing abilities on the planet.
Who was the first Earthling to reach outer space? It's bananas.
You might think the first astronaut was a human, but it turns out it was a brave little monkey. Back on June 11, 1948, a rhesus monkey named Albert Furse was the first ever primate astronaut. He took a rocket ride to the edge of space. Though Albert I's journey was just a short hop and sadly he didn't survive the trip, his adventure paved the way for humans to explore the stars. After Albert I, numerous other Alberts, yes, they named most of them Albert, followed in his tiny space boots. Then came other animals, like mice, and even a dog named Laika. These animal astronauts were key in helping scientists learn about the effects of space travel on living beings. This led to safer missions for the human space explorers who would later journey into the great unknown. Big leaps for mankind often start with small steps, and sometimes those steps are taken by the tiniest of paws, or feet. So, the next time you picture an astronaut, don't forget the furry and four-legged pioneers who soared above the clouds before us.
Could you find a pot of gold? The truth behind rainbows.
Rainbows are super cool, and they look like they touch the ground, right? But have you ever really thought about where they start or end? People say there's a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow, but the truth is, rainbows are actually full circles. We can't see the whole circle from the ground because the earth gets in the way. If you could see one from up high, like in a plane, you'd see the full circle. No ends, no pot of gold, just a beautiful ring of colors. Rainbows happen when sunlight hits raindrops just right and the light bends and spreads out into the colors we see. And here's another fun fact. No two people see the exact same rainbow. Because everyone stands in a different spot and the raindrops are constantly moving, each person gets their own unique view. So, while you might not find that pot of gold, you get something better, your very own personal rainbow show.
Do cats have a favorite color?
Hey, did you know that cats might not have a favorite color like we do? That's because their eyes see colors differently than ours. While humans enjoy a world full of various colors, cats live in a more muted universe when it comes to color vision. We have 3 types of cone cells in our eyes to detect red, blue, and green, but cats have only 2 types. This means they can't see the rich reds and pinks that we can. Instead, they're better at seeing blues and greens, and they can see in much lower light than we can. Their night vision is super powerful because they have a special layer in their eyes called the tapetum lucidum that reflects light. That's why their eyes can shine in the dark like tiny flashlights. Next time you're playing with your furry friend, remember that they might not see that red toy the way you do, but they're still having a bunch of fun. Follow me for more fun facts.